Hey guys, good morning, man. I've got something to show y'all today. Look what my snowmaker did overnight. I really got her dialed in right, don't I? What's up, Drake? You want to come in and warm shop? Because it's cold out here. It's so nice working in a clean shop, ain't it?
Yes, it is. Clean, warm shop. Smells like cedar shavings.
Yeah, we got cedar shavings because really cold outside. We got our chickens in here, protect them against the cold. Yeah, it sure seems like we can be a lot more efficient in here when the things are clean.
At least, I don't. At least happier. At least cuddlier, I guess you could say.
We're not quite ready to haul soybeans. The top layer still needs to do a little bit more drying down. So for the next few days, Andy's going to be down here in the shop. I'm mainly going to be up in the office. Right now, he's getting our 4440 detailed. Last piece of equipment we got to get detailed and put away. Looking at it though, Carter did not quite get all the spots washing. So anyway, I guess whenever it warms up, we still got a little bit of washing to do, but at least he can get the cab done and get the outside waxed. Yeah, I also got a tire off because we got a leak. He's going to take it and get it fixed. We got to get that outside dual on. But in other news, when they drove it home, there was no hopping in anything. So looks like we got this center rim centered just perfectly. Probably need to go through there and check all the bolts, make sure they're good and tight on the wedges. Then what I'm working on today is kind of a fun project. Been on the back burner for 2 years. I started this 2 years ago with my homemade snowmaker. And anyway, I'll have a video on how to build a snowmaker, how to figure out exactly what you need. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. I think I found out where I went wrong 2 years ago, and I'm gonna try and rectify that today. And seeing as how cold it is outside, might have a chance of making a good pile of snow if all this works according to plan. So anyway, I'll bring you back later. All right, guys, getting a little bit late start this morning. Had a disaster up at the house. This morning had a PVC fitting going in my water heater just pop off, so flooded the back room. Kelly got it all cleaned up. I got it fixed, letting the glue set. So Andy down here getting started. Before I show you what he's working on, let's see how the snowmaker did last night. I ran it all night long and see if we got any snow accumulation. Chickens aren't liking the snowmaker too much. Ooh, Drake can't wait to go play in the winter wonderland. Oh, he's loving the snow. Yeah, we made it. We got, well, probably about 3 inches of snow right here. Wind was blowing about 8 miles an hour out of the north last night. So instead of it all accumulating right here, you know, we lost quite a bit over there, but I think I got the snowmaker thing figured out. So anyway, I will have a video coming up on this, on how we did it and what we fixed to actually make it work. But anyway, it's getting up about 28 degrees, not conducive for making snow right now. So we'll pull it in the shop and probably turn it on again tonight. You want to lie down and make a snow angel?
Yeah. Drake started it.
What's your expert opinion of the consistency of the snow?
It's a deadly snowball right there.
Yeah, it is definitely a little slushy. It's definitely a little slushy. Temperatures were marginal last night, so it does work though.
Oh.
Look at that. All right, so Andy got the 4440 out of here, and he's been working on the starting service truck yesterday afternoon. Starting out by getting all of our toolboxes completely cleaned out and organized, and then making a list of what tools we got missing.
As of now, we need long ones, 13/16, and I'm sure we can find a long 3/4 somewhere. But I cannot put my hands on it.
We got a couple sockets missing and other stuff. So, and then also we got a problem with a service truck. Started just literally at the end of last year. Power steering pump started whining. The oil level was low. Put some in there and just sat a couple of days. Started whining again. We got a leak on there, but Andy cannot find out where it's coming from. Best as he can tell, it's coming from the back side of the pump somewhere there. So I was hoping it was just a line, replace the line, but it looks like he might have to be replacing the power steering pump. All right, I've had my pressure washer and air compressor running the last 2 nights. In total, we got about 26, 27 hours run time. So let's go see what the snow total is. Oh, look at there. Oh my goodness. Now the first night I run it, we had about a 7-8 mile an hour wind blowing out of the north, so it blew a lot of my snow from the first night over this way. But last night the winds calmed down and we got a mountain of snow right there. I got my Ryan Hall Yolometer and it looks like we created 16 inches of snow. And look, it is the perfect consistency. Look at that. Nice, dry, and fluffy. Now last night we had excellent snowmaking conditions. It got down to about 17 degrees. We had relatively low humidity, I think somewhere around 50%, whereas the first night we had, it got down to around 22 degrees, but we had higher humidity around 70, 75%. So last night the conditions for making snow were so much better than what they were the first night, and we see the result. So anyway, this thing does work perfectly. The one thing we've had to kind of play around with is my needle valve for the nucleating nozzle. When I first start out, I'm trying to get about that much water flow out of it, but over the course of 30 minutes or an hour or so, I don't know if we start getting ice crystals in here where the air is expanding and blocking the flow, but my water source dries up, so I have to open it up just a little bit more. And then what I found out, it's not putting out as much water through the nucleation nozzle right now as it was last night. So initially I have to adjust this thing a little heavier than what I want. Otherwise, over the course of the night, while I'm sleeping, it'll dry up, and then it'll get perfect at some point in the night. So my advice is, if you can't just, check on this regularly and adjust it, if you're gonna let it run overnight, maybe adjust it just a little bit heavier flow initially, and then hopefully you won't have any problems with it stopping up and stopping water down from coming down to your nucleation nozzle. All right guys, this afternoon while Andy's been working the shop and pushing up some chicken litter piles that we had delivered the last couple of days, I've been trying to figure out how we're going to squeeze some profit out of 2025. Been putting a lot of pencil to paper. What I've been trying to do today is pick out my seed varieties, because it's going to play an absolutely crucial role with where commodity prices are right now. I mean, just picking a different variety that's got two or three bushels per acre better yield than another variety. I mean, I don't mean to sound dramatic, but it realistically could be the difference between making a profit next year and not making a profit. So I'll do a breakdown on what we're going to plant, the cost and projections and everything at a later point. But right now, I'm just trying to get my varieties figured up before I can, figure up before I can figure up all of my other stuff, and spent a lot of time. I mean, I've been going through so much yield plot data from University of Tennessee, DeKalb, Pioneer, Helena, Co-op. I mean, pretty much everybody that's put in plots, I've been studying, just trying to determine what's the best varieties to go on our farm, but specifically with corn. That's where I'm struggling the most. And if you remember back from harvest, my last corn harvest video, I said there's going to be some changes going into this year, and sure enough, there are going to be some changes. Some of them are going to be pretty drastic. I mean, I've researched companies that I've never done business with, just trying to find the right varieties for the right price. A lot of brands went up on significantly on the price of their seed last year. Some of them had gone up again this year, all the while our commodity prices have been falling. So while $300+ per bag seed, it might be more tenable in the Midwest where they routinely can make between 200-300 bushels per acre. Here in West Tennessee, we just don't have a whole lot of ground that will support that kind of price tag. In a good year, we can make some good yields, but it's a whole lot riskier to plant corn where we're at. And when you got so much money tied up in your seed cost, there's just not that much room for error. So I've looked at everything I can find. I mean, heck, I've even saw an ad on Facebook for a hybrid 85 that I actually really looked into. They got varieties starting at $85 a bag, which sounds good, but after doing a lot of research with actual real people that have used it, not just the ads that they put out there, I haven't been able to find a single person that said that they would plant that variety again. And then also guys up in the Midwest in corn country, well, they got more companies, more options to work with to try and reduce their seed costs than what we do here. But anyway, after digging through all the plot data, I've got about 11 varieties that I think I can get the price right on and are going to be right on our farm. I've already done a lot of negotiation with the seed companies to try and get the price down from what the suggested retail price is, and I've had pretty good luck. Now, I'm not going to tell you the exact price per bag that I'm paying because I don't want somebody watching this video to go to salesman I'm using and saying, well, you gave Matt Griggs this price, why can't you give me this price also? I don't want to put the salesman in that kind of position. They really working hard to help me. They're going to bat for me with Bayers and the Cortevas and everybody else. But anyway, the big change we're going to do this year is we're going to get away from a lot of these stacked varieties just to try and get the cost down. I was really wanting to grow a lot of conventional corn, doesn't have any herbicide traits, doesn't have any insecticide traits. Problem is there's just not very many good varieties that are actually available. Even though they're listed in the book, there's just no supply of seed for those varieties. So the biggest part of our acres, I think we're just going to go Roundup Ready varieties, going to be saving $10 to $15 an acre. They're not having the BT gene in there. I feel pretty good about really not losing much yield from not having the BT gene. Generally, the BT gene doesn't do a whole lot for ear worm protection, feeding on the seed. It's mostly for corn borers. Corn gets a corn borer in it, it bores through or tunnels through the stalk gets weak and falls over. So we'll have to scout pretty hard for those on my non-BT acres next year. But generally, we're going to be able to keep our corn seed cost somewhere between, I think our lowest seed cost per acre is going to be around $68 an acre, and then our highest seed cost on corn is going to be right there at $100 per acre, and everything in between. So you also got to remember, we're on 38-inch rows, so we're not planting the really high populations that guys on 30-inch rows and narrow rows are doing. Typically our average population for fields is going to be 27,000 seeds per acre versus, guys on 30-inch rows, planting 30 to 34,000 seeds per acre. So that's also going to help lower seed costs. But anyway, some of the varieties we're going to plant, 6595 DeKalb has been a good one for us for the last 2 years. Well, it's got a conventional version and a Roundup Ready version. The Roundup Ready version is going to save us about $11 per acre over the BT version. I don't think I can get the conventional version. If I could, that would save me about another $14 an acre, but I'm going to try and get it. DeKalb 1135 is another one that's it blew everything else out of the test plots on the University of Tennessee. It's got a conventional version, 111-30. I'm going to try to get it. I don't know if I'll be able to, but there's about a $25 per acre swing between the traded and the conventional variety. Either way, I'm going to plant at least a little bit of that new variety. 6422. Another good looking variety. It's got a Roundup Ready version. I can plant it for about $10 an acre less than the traded. It's also got a conventional one. but $13 an acre less than that. And I'm gonna try to get, I know I can get the Roundup Ready. I'm gonna try to get the conventional. Decal 6835 is the big hitter on really good ground around here. It comes in and right there, hair over $100 an acre for me. It's got a Roundup Ready conventional. Not going to be able to get conventional on it, I know, but I'm going to try to get the Roundup Ready. Decal 6999. It's only available and traded, but it's done really well for us on productive hill ground. I'm planting a little bit of it. Pioneer 1464. I mean, it's the best variety they've had. It's, in my opinion, it's better than any of the varieties they got out now. It's old. They do still have some supply of it. I'm plant it. It's going to run me about $90 an acre for a fully traded. That's all it's available in. Progeny 9114 got a Roundup Ready that I can plant for about $76 an acre. It's been proven for quite a few years, and it's a decent variety. I'm going to try a little bit of Bex on a handful of acres. It is a fully conventional variety. It's the one that's going to cost me about $68 an acre. I just couldn't find a whole lot of yield data on it, so I'm going to try it on a little bit of acres. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, just pouring through yield data and just trying to pick the right varieties. Make sure I wasn't going just off price. Made sure that there was yield behind some of these varieties, and then putting them in on the exact correct spot on the farm where it belongs, where it's got the best chance to succeed. So anyway, later on I'll do a full video on our input cost, our plan, you know, hopefully being able to show some kind of profit predicted for the upcoming year. So anyway, being behind this desk, being behind this computer, you know, it's going to take me a little while, but hopefully this time I'm spending right now is what's going to dictate just how much profit we can make next year. Hey guys, good morning, man. I've got something to show y'all today. Look what my snowmaker did overnight. I really got her dialed in right, don't I? We got perhaps one of the biggest winter storms predicted that I can remember. It started overnight, and it's about 8 o'clock, and we've got about 2 to 3 inches of snow so far. They're predicting upwards of 8 inches, maybe even a little more possible. And for that kind of snow amount, that is unheard of for us. I don't know if I can remember us getting 8+ inches before, maybe 6 inches. And then whenever I was a kid back in the early 80s, there's pictures of where we had like a foot plus of snow in one event. But seeing this right here is very rare here in West Tennessee. But man alive, it is beautiful, and I'm loving it. It's just so nice and quiet and peaceful out here. You know, no traffic, hear a few birds, and the snow just really muffles all the sound. It's just really pleasant out here right now. It's pretty. Anyway, still got more seed to pick and other figuring to do here in the office. Trying to figure out just how we're gonna get a profit this year.
Welcome to Snowmageddon 2025 January edition. First, we have here a 16-year-old who decided to bury the only toy that pulls all the sleds. So now he's having to shovel his way out. So far we've gotten 6 inches and it's still snowing. And I'm ready to go. We're gonna have a good time today. We're gonna pull some kids. May go down some hills. The goal is not to end up in the hospital. All right, we got the car hood hooked up, except Carter miscalculated length. We have the snow tubes I got last year. We've hooked this up now. So put that there, and then we even made some handles. Look at that. All right, I'm fancy. Yep, me and Nate did that with the help of Haley. And Drake's just waiting to chase us. We are gonna go behind the gin, which is right here. And the reason why is it slopes down. So this way we're gonna get some good sledding. And then our hope is that we're gonna unhook that, or possibly just unhook that. That one's a little bit easier. And then pull really slow, hold onto the rope, be on the tube, and then let go of the rope. And then we're gonna see who can go the farthest. Man, that thing has seen some miles. It has seen some miles. Oh yeah, we need to put something on top of that.
Back it up,
The
mate.
car hood has been used for years. It was probably going on, what, 15 years? 15 years, I think. My gosh, look at the flakes. Look at these.
What
Wow.
field are you going to?
We're going to behind the gin. Look at these things. Nate, those are awesome goggles you could put.
Hey, I can put my work.
Look at this. Wow. These are some fat snowflakes. Look at. Poor Drake. Ah, no! I think it would work if we held on. No, you know what would work? If we held on. All right, take two because apparently it didn't work. Go. Okay, you definitely
Yeah.
you need a face cover. Oh my god.
Well, it looks like the snow's pretty much done with. Not quite the snowmageddon the weatherman was predicting. Looks like we got somewhere around 5 inches or so. Still a huge snow for West Tennessee, more than we definitely get in an average year, but not quite the 9+ inches that some people were calling for and I was hoping for. But anyway, unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to do any playing in the snow. I think Kelly and the kids have been out on the Razor and Can-Am sleds and everything else, having a big old time. But I've been stuck here in the office all day because trying to get my seed orders in. I got to get them placed by January 15th to get the discount, and I'm having to completely learn a brand new program on getting our zones created to get the variable rate prescriptions, and it's completely alien to me and not anywhere close to the process that we were doing in Ag Studios. So ultimately, I mean, it's not going to be any better or worse process. It's just a different process that I have to get used to, and it can be kind of time consuming to get all of our zones completely right with the high yielding areas and the low yielding areas. Just make sure we're getting the right population in each one. I'd much rather be outside playing, but all this is taking more time than it normally does. So, work comes first, play comes second. Hopefully that snow will be around tomorrow. Maybe I'll get to play in it then. Well, our winter wonderland is still with us here for another day or so. Done a lot of melting the last couple of days. Tell you what, I'm kind of ready for the white stuff to get out here. I love the snow, but after doing an unintentional half backflip in the parking lot of church yesterday, kind of ready for it to get out here. I sure hope nobody in my Sunday school class saw me take a dive. But anyway, we got a big week coming up, a lot of stuff to do. First priority gonna be to get this tractor over to my buddy Bo's shop. Got some welding to do. Right here where our top link mounts up. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but when I was pulling that ripper last fall, I had the top link mounted in this bottom hole. I don't know if the clip on this pin broke or whatever, but anyway, what happened is the pin worked its way out, and when it quit grabbing on there, all the pressure was on this, and it snapped that ear off. So I thought I was going to have to replace this whole back plate, which would be involved getting into the PTO and everything, but Bo thinks he can do a pretty good job of welding it, so we're gonna get it over there to him, let him work his magic. Right now, Andy's gonna get the tractor prepped, get the, I think we got a leak in one of our tires. That's got down pretty low, but gonna get the battery cover off the battery where we can disconnect the batteries. And I've had the loop running here for about 10 minutes. We're loading the loadout bin with beans. We gotta get started hauling some beans, get some more money rolling in. Especially after the report came out this last Friday, the production report for the 2024 crop. Prices took a pretty significant increase, especially on corn. I still got about half my corn crop that I haven't even sold. I've delivered, taken a 7% advance, but I haven't actually sold the futures. So getting real close to where I think I'm going to sell the futures. You know, we can get up there close to $5 with the basis that we got. We can get close to $5 on corn, so it's about time to sell it. And I want to make sure we go ahead and get our beans delivered to where I can sell those too if those prices continue to ease up a little bit more. Our mountain of snow is still holding strong. I'm hoping we get a few more cold nights of where I can add to that total, just see just how much snow I can make. All right, looks like we're up over halfway loaded up. So while Andy's doing that, I'm gonna finish loading this, then we'll get the tractor over to Humboldt, bring him back. He can start making runs to the river, getting our beans delivered. I know I said it before on this channel, but if y'all need any kind of welding done, any kind of fabrication done, call Bo over here at J&S Welding. If you're in the Humboldt area, I have serious doubts that there's a better welder, better fabricator in the area. He's just done absolutely fantastic work for me over the course of years, and I won't even bother calling anybody else. Something needs fixing or welding, he's the first person to call, and it's always done right.